If you're dieting and you're constantly hungry, miserable, and losing muscle, you're missing one thing. We need to make protein the priority. When you get it right, everything else gets easier. This is because of three main reasons. It burns on digestion, it keeps you full, and it protects muscle. Did you know 20 to 30% of protein calories are burned just digesting it versus 5 to 10% for carbs, 0 to 3% for fat? This is called the thermic effect. It keeps you full. And this is the satiety effect. It slows gastric emptying so that food stays in your stomach longer, so you're satisfied for hours. And it protects muscle. This is the preservation effect. Adequate protein helps preserve lean mass and keep your metabolism intact in a deficit. So the thermic effect, the satiety effect, and the preservation effect. Ultimately, protein burns more calories digesting than carbs or fat, keeps you full for longer by slowing digestion, and protects your muscle while you're in a deficit. Those are the three reasons why you have to make protein the priority. But let's move on to how filling each macro really is. And this one surprises most people. Not all calories fill you up the same. Here's the real difference between protein, carbs, and fat. So how filling is each macro really? Well, protein, high satiety, increases GLP-1 and PYY, suppresses ghrelin, and helps reduce overall calorie intake. Carbohydrates, variable satiety. High fiber, minimally processed carbohydrates are generally quite filling, while refined carbohydrates are often less satisfying. And fat, lower satiety per calorie. Energy dense at 9 calories per gram versus 4 calories per gram for protein and carbs, though moderate amounts can definitely improve meal satisfaction still. So protein raises GLP-1 and PYY, suppresses ghrelin, and has the strongest satiety of any macro. Carbs, they vary. Whole food carbs are filling, refined carbs, not so much. Fat is energy dense and ultimately less filling per calorie. So protein wins on fullness. But how much do you actually need? Most men have no idea how much protein they actually need. Let's fix that right now. Here is your protein calculator where you can find your daily target. The minimum is going to be 1.6 grams per kg of body weight. Optimal is going to be 2 grams per kg of body weight. And the upper range is going to be around 2.2 grams per kg of body weight. And this is based on Morton ETL and Jaeger ETL. For the average 85 kg man, that's going to be 136 grams a day. Or if you want to go between optimal and the upper range, 170 to 187 grams per day. If you're a bigger guy and you sit around 100, it's 160 grams per day. Or 200 to 220 if you want to be optimal or in that upper range. And if you weigh 120, that's nearly 200 grams a day minimum, with optimal being 240 to 264. The truth is most men eat well below this range. So it's helpful to find your range and then track it daily. Now, here's what actually happens in your body when you actually hit your protein targets and why it helps kill the food noise. Food noise isn't a willpower problem. It's a hormone problem. And protein fixes it from 4 directions at once. So what's actually impacting your food noise? And we're going to discuss GLP-1, ghrelin, PYY, and blood glucose. So GLP-1 is strongly stimulated by protein. This is the same pathway as Ozempic, and protein activates it naturally. Ghrelin is suppressed by protein, and this is your hunger hormone. So protein suppresses it more than most macros. PYY has the strongest response from protein, a direct stop eating signal sent to your brain after you eat. And blood glucose is stabilized by protein and fiber. Refined carbs can spike and crash it, driving hunger up hours later. So food noise isn't often a willpower problem. It's a hormone problem. And protein hits all 4 mechanisms at once. So let's do a quick gut check. Do you actually know why protein burns more calories just digesting it? Most guys guess it wrong. Test your knowledge. What percentage of protein calories are burned just digesting protein? If you guess 5 to 10, 40 to 50, or less than 5, you'd be wrong. It's 20 to 30%. This is the thermic effect of food, or TEF. Protein's TEF of 20 to 30% is much higher than carbs, which is 5 to 10, or fat, which is 0 to 3. Which hormone does protein suppress to help reduce food noise? Ghrelin is correct, and this is the primary hunger hormone, and protein suppresses it more effectively than other macros. What is the evidence-based minimum protein target? Well, we discussed this before, 1.6 grams per kg of body weight. And this is the minimum amount based on research by Morton ETL 2018, with 2 to 2.2 grams per kg of body weight often being the recommendation when you're in a deficit. Now you know the why. Here's exactly how to apply it. 4 rules, and that's all you need. You don't need a complicated plan. You need these 4 rules applied consistently. Number 1, fix protein before restricting anything else. Hit your target first, because most men find hunger drops dramatically before they even cut calories. Number 2, 30 grams plus of protein every meal. This supports muscle and fullness. This helps maximize muscle protein synthesis throughout the entire day. Number 3, don't chase variety just yet. Repeat 3 to 4 meals that you really enjoy. Boring works, and variety can come later once the habits are locked in. And number 4, give it 2 consistent weeks. Let the habit settle in. Many people find hunger becomes easier to manage as the habit becomes routine. Now that's the whole system. So let's bring it all together. If you remember one thing from this video, make it this. Make protein the priority. Everything else gets easier. Dieting stops being a battle of pure willpower. Food noise, it quiets down. You preserve more muscle, and consistent habits get easier once protein is dialed in. If this helped, follow for more. And if you want it built into an actual plan, that's what we do inside Built for Men. If you want more information on how to succeed with your fitness journey, click the link in my bio and take my free weight loss quiz, which is going to help you find the pain points and areas that you need to improve on to help you succeed with your fitness goals.